But why would they put on an old Chinook helicopter? Why would they not put on fast attack helicopters, which they had? Why would they put them on a slow-moving 30, 40-year-old Vietnam-era helicopter? Does anyone have an answer to that? I've had people call on this in the past, and they said, oh, they're excellent helicopters. Well, they all died on it. It couldn't be that excellent. So if you have any inside knowledge, if you're a parent of one of the Navy SEALs that were killed, and you want to comment on this story, the phone number is 855-407-282. Let us begin on KSFO. Michael, line 3, go ahead, please.
Hey, thanks for having me on. Yeah, this has actually been heavy on my heart for a long time. In 2010, I was in college in my international accounting course, and we were approached to help update the CIA fact book, and the country I was given was Afghanistan. And through that research, I found out that every year there are large transactions out of a bank in Peshawar during the opium harvest, where this helicopter was flying. It's near bin Laden's sister's house, which is kind of near the Afghan-Iranian border. And that's where the Taliban does its transactions with Iran, with the opium harvest. And they get ammunition and money in exchange. And that's kind of been the little dark secret, too, about Iran during the Obama administration, is one of the ways they were getting around all the sanctions was they're the drug dealer of heroin to Europe. And so it's a lot of government working with each other and a lot of bad people. And basically, yeah, it's all...
So you're alluding to something much bigger than I, the Boy Scout, seem to think. I'm focused only on the deaths of these SEALs and who may have ordered their deaths. You're alluding to the fact that there are corrupt officials in the U.S. government working in cahoots with the drug suppliers in Iran. Is that what you're saying?
I'm making an educated guess from the research I've done on the CIA fact book.
On which fact book? Did you say CIA fact book?
Yep. It's businesses and governments from around the world use this website, and it gives general information about a country, just the basic points. But you can go and ask for information a little bit deeper.
But let's talk about the opium. Most of it's grown in Afghanistan, correct?
Correct.
Oh, so what does Iran have to do with it?
Well, Iran takes the opium because they are processing it into heroin, and then they move that heroin into Europe and into Russia.
Wow. Well, of course, we all have heard these conspiracy theories going back to the Vietnam War. I mean, the stories of corrupt U.S. military personnel smuggling drugs in the caskets of dead soldiers to bring it back into America. We've even seen movies on that. How true it is, how could we ever really know, right? I mean, do we really know that that's the reason? But let's say that there's certainly drugs being grown in Afghanistan, that there's some corrupt officials. But why would they sacrifice these Navy SEALs on that helicopter? What did that have to do with anything?
Because maybe they were interrupting a deal with Iran at the time that Obama was trying to make the nuclear deal.
Oh, my God. You mean they didn't even want the SEAL team to stop that group of Afghani murderers because they were involved in something with Iran?
Well, yeah, this is how we found bin Laden, because of the money trail and the forensic accounting. And if you remember, they caught him by a young man on a scooter going to a bank and making a withdrawal in Peshawar, Pakistan. And then
you know a lot more. You know a lot more than you're saying, and you're not just a college student. I hear something else. Did you see the movie The Accountant at all?
No, I'm not like that, sir. No, not.
No. But did you see the movie The Accountant? It just came out last year. It's one of the best movies I've ever seen. And interestingly enough, one of the producers was Mr. Mnuchin, who works for Donald Trump. I mean, it's an amazing story about an accountant and conspiracies and things like that. It's coincidental to this discussion, but you sound like you're a guy who knows a lot more than you're saying. Is that true or false?
That is true, but I'm non-clandestine. I'm just a student that was involved in a study program, and I know.
Well, I wouldn't ask you to blow your cover on a radio show, but let's say keep your own personal business to yourself. Okay, so what's the bottom line of your call? Tell the audience what you just basically summarize it if you can in a few sentences.
I I believe that somebody in some government somewhere ordered this because it was going to look bad during the negotiations between Iran for the nuclear deal. Because
are you telling me that Obama was even back in 2011 trying to get Iran to get on the nuclear track? Even then, he was working on it.
Yes.
So are you alluding, you're saying something else, which many of us fear, which is that Obama was a Manchurian candidate, so to speak, who we can now change to the Tehran candidate, and he was planted here by Iran to make this deal happen, that the entire Obama administration, all of this Islamophilia that he exhibited, all of this anti-Americanism he both espoused publicly and quietly, was all on behest of the Tehran connection?
Yep.
Oh, boy. Okay.
People,
I guess I have to even have more surveillance now on my daily goings about. I will not be eating souvlaki in a souk in the near future. I'll be right back.